Hi, I'm Dallas Mount with the University of Wyoming Cooperative Extension Service.
And I'm Aaron Berger with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Extension.
We are the co-developers of the High Plains Ranch Practicum School. This is a school designed to give ranchers the tools and some management expertise to survive and thrive in this complex and exciting business of ranching.
The High Plains Ranch Practicum School is a class that takes place over 8 days. 2 of the days are standalone and the other days are back-to-back. And in that school we do both classroom time, but we also have a lot of applied hands-on learning where we can go out in the field and look at different aspects of what takes place in the ranch. Everything from cow body condition score to taking forage samples, analyzing a range site. A lot of different things that we do that are hands-on out in the field.
As Aaron said, we really try to focus on the hands-on and applied things that affect the ranching business, and we also try to focus heavily on the things that affect profitability in the beef business. One of the things that we teach in the school is we teach producers how to calculate and understand their unit cost of production in the beef cow-calf enterprise. So what does it really cost you to produce 100 pounds of beef calf that you sell and market? And then once we have that number, we benchmark that number against known averages in the business and in the region. So if it costs you $200 to winter your cow through winter hay bill, what does it cost other producers in your area? How do you compare? Are you a high-cost producer or a low-cost producer? And helping you identify the areas that maybe you can have some opportunity to manage more effectively.
In addition to unit cost of production on the financial and business side, we really encourage producers who come through the class to develop a business plan. We have some material that they're able to go through where they're actually able to sit down and write a business plan and begin to identify what are the goals for the business, what is our mission, and what is our vision for where we want to go. And once you have those things clear, then some of the other decisions that are involved with the ranch begin to lay themselves out more clearly.
Another thing that we spend a lot of time discussing as a class is understanding the range and forage resource on the ranch. What types of grasses do you have? How are those plants affected by grazing at certain times of the season? How might you design a grazing system on your ranch to most effectively harvest that forage resource? And that's one that the ranchers that have participated in the class in the past really report that they gain a lot out of, is understanding how to develop an effective grazing system on their ranch and how to increase the productivity of their forage plants.
And along with the productivity of the range, obviously cattle are the way that we effectively harvest that. And so part of that is being able to manage the cow, thinking about her nutrient requirements throughout the year, how those nutrient requirements change based on her stage of production. And one way we can monitor that cow so that we're optimizing reproduction is by taking a note of what her body condition score is. We track cows throughout the ranch practicum, looking at how their body condition score changes throughout the year. And then we use that as a tool to think about management decisions we might make based on that cow's body condition score. There may be times of the year perhaps we want to maybe early wean because a cow's body condition score is slipping and we don't want to stop that. Or maybe we're going to use some strategic supplementation at other times to try and enhance her body condition score.
And I guess the final, but probably the most important piece of the puzzle is the family and employee relationships on the ranch. All these things we've talked about from the financial end to the production end really don't matter a whole lot if the family enterprise and the business isn't working for the individuals involved. So we spend some time on maybe the personnel side of the business, how to develop a plan that works for everybody involved and how to initiate some of those, it can be difficult discussions on a ranch.
And with that, all these pieces we've talked about, we look at those in a system set. We want people to think about making decisions with a systems mindset, which means that I understand on a ranch that everything's interconnected. And if I make a decision, and for example, to change my calving date, it doesn't mean that I just put my bulls out 2 months later. It has direct effects on everything in terms of how my grazing plan works when we market those cattle. And so we think about things in a systems mindset, realizing that any decision we make has ripple effects and trying to understand what those ripple effects might be.
So you can see we cover a pretty broad swath of topics in the Ranch Practicum School. One of the things that the participants say is the best is the camaraderie that develops from the 6 months that we go through the school together, and that's really a neat part to watch as well. So we hope you enjoy the following video. What we've done is travel around and visit with ranchers who have participated in the school and ask them to share with you in their own words some of the things that they got out of the school. So sit back and enjoy. Thanks for watching.
This ranch was Courtney Davis, a man named Courtney Davis, bought this ranch in 1941. He was an attorney from Chicago. Loved his Hereford cows. Put this ranch together. At one time, it was 67,000 acres. He passed away in '95. And in '97, his daughter, Amy Davis, their foundation donated this ranch jointly to the private foundations of Colorado State University and University of Wyoming. I find that the pastures they're in, they'll range anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 sections. In terms of utilizing the resources, every third day seems to be about the right timing for those cows. They know when I'm coming on that third day. They're a little off today because we kind of moved it, but you know, they know it's time and they're easy to find, and they come and they eat, and as soon as they're done, they'll spread right back out and they'll utilize those resources. If we tried to feed them every day, they'd just be standing at the gate and they wouldn't be getting, waiting for us. They wouldn't get enough forage. They wouldn't spread out and use the resources very efficiently. So I find that the third day works about the best for us and keeps those cows in proper nutrition. And I feed them 1 pound per head per day, so I feed them 3 pounds every third day. And again, I monitor their body condition score. So what I've found that, related back to the class, if you can go through some of these NRC tables, and that might tell you, well, that might be a little shy on protein, but that's not what the cattle are telling me. So that's something that I'm paying more attention to, and it's saving me a little money. The protein supplement that I use is 38% all natural. I found for me, it's cheaper to feed protein, a higher protein cake. I'll start the calves on a low protein cake after weaning, and then as I develop their rumen, I'll move them up to a higher protein. It's cheaper per cost of protein, per unit of protein. I feed the calves every other day just because they happen to be close, and that gives me an opportunity to look at them a little more often and make sure that they're healthy, and they have been very healthy. Been a good set of calves for us. I'm thinking about it all the time. You know, it sounds real simple. Body condition score is one of them. I mean, we all look at our cows and think we know what they are, but we never paid that much, or I never paid that much attention, I should say. But we did it every class, and so now I'm going out and I'm thinking, now how can I take these cattle? Am I feeding these cattle too much? How can I feed them enough and keep them in condition that we know they should be in, and be profitable doing that? I've changed my mineral program. I'm already thinking about some of my pasture rotations and how I want to do that differently and get on different timing on different pastures. And it's a challenge for us because of our elevation. We have some limitations there. But I learned some things and was exposed to some things that at least I have a plan of attack, or I feel like I have a plan of attack. So we're talking about efficiency and profitability and looking at our economics in a little bit different way, and accounting in a little bit different way. That's all bottom line stuff. And so I think that's what this class was all about. That's what I took from it anyhow. And that's what I liked about this class. That's what it was all leading to bottom line. It was all bottom line stuff. We're not sitting there talking about theories and talking about things that we can write grants and theorize about. And you know, it was all stuff that we should take home. It was all geared to improving our bottom line.